Ever since the Industrial Revolution in the 19th century, there have been many people who made their mark on British railways. And now on YouTube, one rail enthusiast from the Staffordshire town of Rugeley, who is passionate about the trains and making his own mark on the railways too, give his own opinions about the railways today, their history and the future, and gives you a behind the scenes of how to get to our destinations to do what I love best, film trains. Morning and welcome to Stafford. This is another episode. We've got by bus, which you can see behind us this morning. We're just about to go to the station now. On today's journey, we catch up with my least favourite unit. We get a bit of a telling off by First Transpennie at Bolton.
You're not supposed to be recording anything live for this day, okay? Keep recording everything.
And disaster strikes at Manchester Piccadilly because our train is delayed. As you can see, we're at Stafford station and we're heading over to platform 5 now. I'm using my Ipod to film this. Explain more when we're on the platform. We start our journey today at Stafford, then we move up the line to Stoke-On-Trent, which we stop there. Then speeding through Macclesfield, then we stop at Stockport and arriving at Manchester Piccadilly. We change there for another train to take us to Lancaster, which will be stopping at Bolton, Chorley, into Preston, and then Lancaster, which is our arrival destination. Morning fellow YouTubers, thank you for watching this Poole British Railway Journey's installment on Simon Trains, which is the YouTube account, YouTube Club. And we're at Stafford at the moment and we are heading to Lancaster today. We'll go by Manchester and they're just announcing a CrossCountry Train, although a Bergen train which is just arriving soon. Quick note about Stafford, it was opened on July 1837, part of the Grand Junction Railway, which had Stafford Toxteth Railway and the Shropshire Union Railway running here. Got rebuilt in 1844, then rebuilt in 1862, and as you can see this present day is 1962 rebuilt again, which is a good example of brutalised style of architect.
What, this modern building right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which was modernisation for the West Coast Main Line. Now today we are travelling on the 1M25 because we booked our tickets on that train, which is the Tele 01 to Manchester Piccadilly.
No, you booked the tickets, I didn't book them.
Less of that. Right, anyway, this started at 7 o'clock at Cardiff Central this morning, the train getting on. So we arrived into Manchester just before 11, and then we're on the 11:16 1C52 to Barrow-In-Furness. Unfortunately though, it is First Transpennie Express.
Nothing wrong with FTP.
No. So...
Unless of course you go to York, Simon.
Enough of that.
No.
So anyway, we're going to Lancaster on them 2 trains and then hanging around there. There was a steam special today, which was 46115 Scots Guardsmen, but they cancelled it on us and we're just going up there for the hell of it now.
His fault.
So sit back and enjoy the ride.
And this is our train, CrossCountry Class 220 Voyager, arriving into Stafford. This is the 10 o'clock to Manchester Piccadilly, and this service started from Cardiff Central this morning. The only time you see a Voyager leaving Cardiff. As I board this train, the CrossCountry Voyager, I will have a look around to find our reserved seats on this service. after we leave Stafford, it's soon not long before we pass through Albington in Cheshire at speed.
Now on the 1M25, we're just passing Lonside Depot now, so that means we're nearly in Manchester Piccadilly, which we're changing for 1C to Lancaster, which is going to Edinburgh, no, to Barrow-In-Furness, sorry. Ooh, easy on the brakes there.
And we're soon at Manchester Piccadilly when we catch up with the least favourite unit of mine. This is a Class 142 Pacer bus, built by BREL in Derby in the mid-80s. Some people do like these and some people don't like these. I'm one that don't because they bounce up and down. We're soon off our train and we see a Voyager over there, but this is Manchester Piccadilly. We're going up to the ramp to platform 13 and 14, which are through platforms, and all the rest on the left hand side are terrace platforms. Once at the top, we realise there's no people checking tickets in this area because they're moving down to the bottom end now. And our train to collect at Lancaster soon arrives, which is Transpennie Class 185 unit built by Siemens in Germany. As I leave Manchester Piccadilly filming the passenger eye view, which will be a separate YouTube video from Manchester Preston, we pass the 1E72, which is the delayed 1111 to Scarborough from Liverpool Lime Street. But on arrival into Bolton, we've ran into some problems.
You're not supposed to be recording the map through this train day, okay?
He's recording at the window, so...
I know, but I need to ask the train guard now, okay?
Oh.
Not through the trains, you see. Don't worry, we wouldn't mind, but I need to ask him.
Even though you're not allowed to film on the train, I was only filming out the window, they were fine with it and let us carry on, so we managed to get to Preston and filmed the entire ride from Manchester Piccadilly to Preston. We soon arrive at our destination at Lancaster, which is where we're filming for the day. As another Class 185 arrives into Lancaster, our train soon departs to Barrow-In-Furness.
Right, we're now at Lancaster on the West Coast Main Line, and it's not actually the original station of Lancaster. It was Lancaster. This is 39157 just leaving, as you can see.
Goodbye.
And the first Lancaster station had was called Lancaster Greaves, opened in the 26th of June 1840. Then 9 years later it closed. This is the other Lancaster station, which was originally called Lancaster Castle, not Lancaster Castle. Opened in 1846. That's why the other one closed, because of this one. They named it Lancaster Castle because they named it in order to distinguish it from the first Lancaster station, which is Lancaster Greys or Grease, and got remodeled in 1902, more fast lines and extra platforms. In 1908 they had electrified service to Morecambe and Heysham.
Morecambe's electrified?
Had it there, but they got taken out in 1970s when they closed it. In 1902 when they added the extra platform track, they also had a mock Elizabethan building as well, station building. Got rationalised in 1973. In 1969 they renamed it from Lancaster Castle to just Lancaster. They electrified this in 1974, and when they started there was Lancaster and Carlisle Railway, then LOWR, the North Western Railway, then the LMS, and then British Railways. And that's all you need to know about Lancaster as such. There might be some more things that you might know, but I'm not local around here. Got this off Wikipedia, to be honest. But we're here for a bit now. We was going to go after a steamer, 46115 Scots Garden, but they cancelled it on us, like I mentioned earlier.
Boo.
We did have a little bit of problem getting up here because we wanted to film the passenger ride from Manchester to Preston before they put the wires in, but they did tell us off a little bit, but they were okay with that afterwards. Now we're here till 16:22 when we're on the 1M97 back to Manchester Airport, which was the 1S46 at 10 o'clock Manchester Airport at Edinburgh this morning. And then when we get to Preston, we join in the 1M33 that comes in from Barrow-In-Furness. Then but that gets into Lancaster 1618, which we're not going for that, we'll go for the one behind it. And then after that we're in Manchester for about an hour, then we leave on the 1827 1030 to Bournemouth, which surprisingly stops at Congleton.
I'm surprised it goes to Bournemouth.
So we're just here for a few bits, see what comes through now. This is 39023 and it's the Lancaster station. The reason for the delay, students.
I think it's kids.
Or kids, because there's a load of people getting off and they forgot all their bags and all that. Should actually film them going off, put a little comedy theme in it, but this has been here for a few minutes now. Because of them, that this train is delayed.
Moral of the story?
Moral of the story is, get a bus. Looks like we're going now.
Moral of the story, get a bus.
So what's this, the 1S63 did you say?
90.
The 1S90 to Glasgow Central this is.
12:56 departure. Yeah, not anymore.
12:56 and well it's 13:08 as you can see on my phone. Oh dear.
They're all getting on the Carlisle train.
You are kidding. Oh my god, that's why they put the extra coaches on. Here we go. Yeah, and surprisingly they're all going to get on the 153. Looks like they're one coach short. And those people that have boarded the double 153 units managed to leave on this train. But soon the weather turned nasty and it started to rain heavily, which affected our filming as such, but we managed to stay under the shelter to carry on filming. Another First Transpennie unit, Class 185, arrives into Lancaster as it's still raining, and while this is arriving, another one soon departs to the north. And we soon have a visit by the 4S44 Daventry to Ross End, which is worked by a Class 66 diesel. But soon it was time to leave Lancaster. This is Class 185437, and we realised something. As soon as it left, this was the 1618. Our reserve seats was on that train, even though we booked them on the 1622. So we had to board in the 1622, which had not our reserve seats on it, to Preston, so we had to jump off this unit to go back on the other unit that just left 4 minutes ago. As you can see in the bay, a Class 57 is there stabled. These are used for pendo drags in case a pendolino breaks down. They act like Thunderbirds. And when we arrive into Preston, we had to get off this unit of a 185 and onto the other Class 185, which at this point they coupled together to make a 6-car train. Now our reserve seats was on the one 4 minutes before our train, even though we were booked on this one. Unfortunately, we weren't allowed to get on the unit until it was bolted together, so we had to wait outside. Oh, just gotta wait. Yeah, they just locked it off, so we've gotta wait. After we coupled both units together, the train soon left to Manchester Piccadilly via Chorley and Bolton again, which the same way we went up.
Piccadilly, Hill Green, and Manchester.
Before we arrived back at Manchester Piccadilly, and some people these days would love to get their face on the TV, but what this woman does is ridiculous. Anyway, we soon get off our train and headed back to the main platforms in Manchester, but first we went to get something to eat. Something to eat, we managed to catch up with Reese's favourite unit again, the Class 142 Pacer buses, as I film while leaving Manchester Piccadilly. Then disaster strike. The 1827 to Bournemouth haven't arrived in Manchester Piccadilly yet. It was caught up in a big massive queue down south of the station. Unfortunately it's 1822 now, and as you can see it still hasn't shown up. So we're waiting for this train to arrive so we can board it and leave. Cross-country Voyager soon arrived at Manchester Piccadilly at 1839. After a quick change around, we soon left Manchester Piccadilly at 1845, running nearly 20 minutes late. Wasn't long before we were back in Cheshire and speeding through Macclesfield.
But the rarity for a cross-country train is stopping at Congleton. As we see here, we're at Congleton and ready to depart.
Stop here.
Still on the 1827 Piccadilly Bournemouth train. We soon left Stoke-On-Trent in Staffordshire, and as we leaving, we're still running mega late, and it's about time we heard from the train manager.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, train manager speaking. To apologise for the delay to this service. This was due to us being delayed on our way into Manchester Piccadilly due to a points failure. So to apologise for the inconvenience caused to your journeys today. This is delayed 1907 service to Bournemouth, calling next at Stafford. I'd like to say 15 minutes, but it's a 20-minute journey. Then on to Wolverhampton, Birmingham New Street, Birmingham International, Coventry, Leamington Spa, Banbury, Oxford, Reading, Basingstoke, Winchester, Southampton Airport Parkway, Southampton Central, Brockenhurst and Bournemouth. Like I say, we are 17 minutes behind schedule. We have made a couple of minutes up. As I walk up and down the train checking your tickets, ask away if you want any connection times, it's what I'm here for. It's difficult to give connections this early into the journey, as I'm not sure of if we'll continue to make time up or if we'll lose any more time before we hit Birmingham New Street. Generally speaking, the path after Birmingham New Street to Bournemouth at this time of night is lighter of trains, so we do tend to make a bit of time up on these late services. The main bottleneck parts for our journey tonight is in the Stafford area and Wolverhampton. So depending on local services and other trains, this may alter the time we make up before Birmingham. After Birmingham New Street, you're looking at about an hour and 10 minutes into Oxford, an hour and a half into Reading, 2 hours to Basingstoke. Like I say, as soon as I'm aware of how late we are at different stations, I'll keep you apprised of the situation. And I do apologise for any inconvenience caused to your journeys today. So once again, I'll start making my way through the train again, checking tickets and doing your connections. If you do have any queries, ask away, it's what I'm here for. My name's Telson, and like I say, if you have any questions, ask away as I walk you through the train.
We're just approaching Norton Bridge now. I do have a confession, mate. We've got a bus to catch at 7:52 to get us back home. Just at Norton Bridge now, on 221127 at the 1032 Bournemouth, and we've got a race for the get back to Stafford. It is 19:37 now for a bus at 19:52. We came by bus this morning, but since it's the tireless railway journeys, I decided not to show the bus parts, but we did came on the bus this morning. We're only 4 minutes out from Stafford now anyway. When we arrived back in Stafford, as you can see the branch line going off is the former line to Shrewsbury, and on arrival we were racing up class 315 to the station, but unfortunately today at this moment was deciding fate. Were we going to catch a bus, or were we going to miss it and wait to Stafford for another hour? Another depicted one. indicated there is Victoria Park, not Stafford Gardens, Frank Richards. Victoria Park, and there's the bus stop for our bus. So we're in plenty of time for the bus. As you can look outside the station here is the brutal structure of Stafford from the outside. Like I mentioned earlier, this was built in 1962, rebuilt. Buses to Rugeley are served by the 825 that runs from Stafford to Lichfield via Colwich. It takes about a good half an hour to get to Rugeley bus station from Stafford roughly. And see we're back in Britain. We have to do the last leg by bus because the last train out and Stafford by
In English, we missed it.
yeah, unfortunately, because of the cheap tickets and all that. We're just making our way home now. Had a good day in Lancaster. And, well, did get a bit naughty with the First Transpennie Express about us filming. Which, they were alright with it afterwards, but unfortunately, we got a slap on the wrist.
You might have noticed that I'm having trouble keeping up with him. He walks terribly fast.
I don't know if you said what people who cares. Because unfortunately we can't end the documentary at a station. I really do. But everything went well today. We had a bit of trouble at Manchester Piccadilly because of point failure from the train arriving to 4B1030. But we still got in time, so we got our bus back home.
He made the time up.
Yeah.
It is a super Voyager.
So this is it really. Have you enjoyed yourself? Good night.